Yo, been a while. I know. It really has since I pulled out the mic for something. But motivation and all just has not been there. But this is one of those that I'm like, it's been a reoccurring thing. Every update I see, everything that drops for this game, I just like I've been holding this in. And with the over 200 hours I have in 2K25, I've pretty much gone through everything that this entry has to offer, and even some of the dreaded island. And to that, I still think this was just a retooled 2K20 season pass on roids. Anyway, I am back for this particular topic. And as you can clearly see by whatever I title this, I am RexBebop, and I have gone through 2K's comeback tour since the botch landing that was 2K20, which was the last thing I talked about before my, disappearance from the channel. And ever since their comeback with 2K22 with my review on that. But I've been honest in how I've approached with every entry, and now, with 2K25 being out months later, I can safely say this probably might be my last entry for the franchise going forward. So let me just get into why that is, shall we? Oh man, let's start off with a bang, shall we? Let's start off with the island, and it's something that I've really gone after since it was announced. The island is one of the main factors I'm really tapping out on this, and here's the reason why. It's basically a giant online mode where you have great locations of a hub world, if the servers are working that day, and working for me means slow to a fucking crawl on a normal basis whenever I need to find a creation piece. And you do missions in the hub world, and that's it. Missions, matches, and basically a weirdo ass story attached to it, whatever they have planned for you. And that's pretty much it. There's no map, there's no fast travel. It's just run around to the next mission and maybe do an online match or two, and that's it. The game pretty much nudges you towards spending real money to buy more virtual coins and stock up on gear. It's already going in the direction of how NBA 2K is handled, which is, again, a big concern for me. You spend VC on insane prices they have for cosmetics and to increase your character's attributes, creating a pay-to-win scenario that you could make online matches uneven for anyone who chooses, or to just grind out in stats instead of opening their wallet. So basically, yeah, you can just make the shit uneven if you want to open up your wallet to do so, or just, go through the slog of going through whatever they had planned for you. And that's not even mentioning the luck that some cosmetics have for this year, mainly from all modes. Instead of pieces that I know for a fucking fact because I played all of this shit from 2K22 to now, even further back, but we're not gonna talk about the pre-2K era that we've been dead. With the pre-2K era, we're not gonna talk about that. Instead of pieces I know that were always available every year, these dumbasses thought it was the best idea to lock the most basic things behind this mode, and even my rise unlocks. Even hairstyles aren't safe. Sure, when you unlock them, it's universal, but it's ridiculous that we have to go through the process in the first place. And the worst part, when you actually unlock a piece of clothing from the island, you can't change the color or even customize it. Fun, right? And that's not even mentioning the locked arenas that you can't even use in exhibition mode. Yes, they even have certain arenas that you cannot unlock in the island that you cannot use in single player. You can't use like anywhere else. That they're exclusive to the island and they're stuck and locked behind this fucking thing. If the island really is a testing ground mode for what's to come is next, that whatever that they throw onto this next year and make it a different cosmetic and shit, keep it. Seriously, there's so much time that could have gone into the creative suite this year instead of splitting the console and PC players. But we'll get to that. But the point is, to me, the island personally is like a giant ass pimple on this game that they had that they've had so far in terms of like ideas, and I know why. It's money. I know why this exists, and it's because of money. You already had my faction, and then you put this on. Yes, some people may like it, but I hate the fact that so much shit is locked behind this mode, and then it's like they come up with the most goofiest of shit when it comes to like ideas for stories and shit for it, so you can unlock the said nonsense behind all this shit that you can actually unlock for it. I mean, it basically is 2K20 DLC on roids. It's pretty much that. It's unfortunate, but that's exactly what it is. I just can't stand the island, dude. I can't stand it. It's split CC. It is locked shit behind this mode, and it's just a blight, dude. I don't have the love for it. I don't understand the love for it. You may like it. I personally don't. I can't stand it. To be honest, I just can't stand it. I had never liked the idea of it because I knew this is where we were going in this direction. I knew it when I saw the writing on the wall. And after giving some time to it, I was right. And now most of the fan base is so split on this. Majority hate it for what it's done and for what it is. But anyway, let's just get to the next one. Oh man, my faction. Oh shit. Do I even need to explain in detail on why my faction's been a blight? Hell, you can go on Twitter and see that for yourself. Hell, I've even tapped into that and said like my faction sucks this year. But I did give them credit last year for making slight improvements. Now, it's probably the worst it's ever been. Earning my faction points is a slog. The random drop of cards for the free codes 2K gives away when there's an event about to happen or what have you are usually a miss unless you're really lucky in terms of getting a card that you don't have, unless it's something that you do. It gives you like a minuscule of points. And you just like, here's some dirt, here's some fucking dirt, here you go. World Tour, I will give them this, is the one thing of my faction that they've actually done right this year, because it actually gave you a decent amount of Persona cards when going through that mode. Yes, were some of the matches bullshit? Yeah. However, it was actually worth it because they were giving out Persona cards that you didn't fucking have. And you know what? I like this a lot better in earning the cards rather than this shit being random or going through the nonsense that we have to do now in order to get a Persona card. My faction is just not the headache it's turned into. Especially when a Persona card that you want, you have to jump through fucking hoops in order to obtain or drop actual dime to get the card surrounding said card to get the card that you fucking want. This mode is a pimple, is another pimple on the ass that is 2K25. To this day, I wish World Tour was updated and not abandoned like it really looks like it has been, because every time someone asks about it, they just flat out fucking ignore the question and just go about their day. World Tour, when you try to go to the other country in said mode, it says not yet. So when is yet? We're months after this game's release and still nothing of this has been updated at all. Which, again, it sucks that World Tour really has just been cut and thrown to the wayside, I guess it has. Oh man, it's just so much potential just wasted with my faction into what it is now. The fucking diamond cards, the pink diamond cards, the like ultra sapphire bullshit that some of these have, and then like you go to the card store, it's like they want how much for one fucking card? Or even the packs alone, and you have such shit luck. Imagine that you dropped so much dime on this, and then it's just like, yeah, you get a few cards you don't have, but what if some of them you do actually have? You just wasted a bunch of daggone money on this. It's disgusting how this has just been another transaction mode, and this one has been here for a good amount of time, where it's like, this should definitely have been improved by now. In some cases it has, and in some cases it's just gotten worse. Let's go to the last thing, man. God. Oh man, the big one. Community creations. And to put this as bluntly as I can, community creations has gotten a shaft this year because of the island's existence. And I like to call community creations the lifeblood of the franchise. And here's the reason why. You download people off CC, you download arenas, shows, all your custom stuff or whatever. Maybe you want AEW, TNA, or even Stardom wrestlers on your custom shows or roster. Well, think of it like this. CC has not gotten any proper love this year, and it has been split because it's not cross-platform thanks to the island. Players of old gen and PC share CC content, while current gen players share the CC content. It's not like it was not the case last year. Somehow that trash mode of an island is because it's only currently a current gen thing, is the reason for this fucking split. Not only that, but them and updates. Back in July, patch 1.18 was released. Removed custom logos from cars affecting whatever superstar you had updated for an attire or a car itself. Yes, this was fixed, but the fact remains the creation suite as a whole has never been treated more like dirt until this year, especially blocking creations so they can sell the ones in my faction persona cards that barely look like they've had any work done at all. They basically just slap a wig or slap something on a already set character, or just take the peach fuzz or whatever off their face and say, okay, here they are updated. I've never seen a game that gives a player base more dread than WWE 2K has. than WWE 2K does, okay? Especially with this game, especially with 2K25. Dog, it's almost like a game of what did they fuck up this time with each patch that's released. It's embarrassing. Community creations is the lifeblood. This is one of the main things that, again, they don't update it. They've never really updated it. Yeah, they throw some parts in there, some new parts of whoever's on the roster, and you can use it and all that, but it's just like they lock stuff behind other modes that weren't locked before and just say, fuck it, go get it, you know? And Arena, I don't even know the last time Arena has actually been updated, to be honest with you. It's like they don't give a shit. And the whole nonsense with, with certain modders that actually do keep this shit afloat each year, and they know who they are. It's like they mod the game, they mod the superstars in order for to get put on communications, in order for people to have them and have updated people. But it's just like they get treated like shit. And that was a whole other thing last year. But certain shit like naked superstars or damn near porn is just thrown up on community creations, and they don't give a shit. They never do. But it's just wild how this is like community creations has been handled this year in particular. I don't understand it. If you have ever downloaded anything off of community creations, it doesn't matter what it is, and if you mean to update your roster, this is why I call it the lifeblood of the franchise, because without it, the game would be more outdated than it already is come launch. That's what people need to realize. And with our community creations, and it really feels like they're fucking doing away with, they really might do away with it just to say like, hey, you're gonna have to buy our updated shit in order for you to want an updated roster, is bullshit. The way that they have done this year is damn near criminal, and it sucks. It honestly fucking sucks. It doesn't make any sense. It genuinely does not make any sense the way that they've been doing this shit this year in particular. But it certainly does feel like they just do not give a shit. Yeah, I want y'all bare bones means of an update that should have already been in the game. And I always give them like a pass whenever like one of these new ones come out, because it's like people get released, people are injured, Some people may be injured, some people may be this. It doesn't matter. It's just like I give them a pass, you know? Like it's like when it comes to the roster, I'm like, I'm glad for what we got, but it's like I download shit that I know I'm going to want to update because I want an updated roster. That's what I'm trying to say. It's just like I download people because I know I want an updated roster or people to fit my version of my universe. And it's like the 100 cost slots. It's like, why the fuck haven't we gotten more from this? Why haven't we gotten more slots? Why is we still dealing with this logo limit? Why hasn't basic shit been implemented for current gen people? I don't understand this. And last gen, I don't even want to get started on y'all because some of y'all refuse to update your damn shit. That's on you. Well, now it's like, I get it, but now it's just like, there's still money to be made out of that. That's why they're not getting rid of it. So we're never gonna have a true behemoth of an update because we're still like catering to last gen. That's a whole nother thing. I've gone in a tangent. Let's just end this. Let's just round this out and end this shit. I already know I've gone in a tangent with this, but yeah, community creations is the lifeblood, and I refuse to hear anything different. If people don't want to realize that or don't want to accept it, but if you do download shit off community creations, you're just proving my point that, again, this community creations is what keeps this shit going for an entire year. Simply put, let's round this out. But yeah, man, all in all, I just can't in good conscience keep supporting this franchise, man. Yes, they have an insane roster now with all the talent that they have in terms of when I'm recording this as of right now. It makes 2K26 look really hopeful in terms of like just how star-studded and how insane the roster is gonna look, right? In that regard, like, yeah, it looks insane with the TNA and AAA partnership and shit like that. Even the Evolve stuff and their ID program and shit. Even if they get like scanned and shit, like that would be like crazy though. But it's just I don't know, man. Just the core of what makes these games run year round for me, they keep getting snubbed. The lifeblood, and I've already like mentioned this in my last section. I've said it. I went in a tangent about this. They have shown that they do not give a shit about this. The island, as well as my faction, in aspects of how they've been handled months later after this game's release, shows me everything I need to know. They don't give a fuck. They don't. In terms of like going through the motions, they really don't. Like, it's all about the persona cards for them and just like how many hoops they will have you jump through in order to get that one card that you want so damn bad before time runs out and you'll never see it again, right? And I've covered this series, like I said earlier in the video. I've covered this series since 2K22. I've reviewed it since. You can check the channel for all like what I've done in terms of like their comeback tours I've coined for this. But this year, the one that when this game comes out after months down the line, after it shows up, no review. Just a list of concerns and misses with this entry. I mean, I've mentioned it before, but my rise with this is one good thing. Like, people may shit on like my rise, but I loved it this year. I absolutely loved the story that they had with my rise and the mutiny storyline that they came up with this year. With the choices and alternate endings and shit like that. But in terms of like no skipping cutscenes, either when there's multiple unlocks, like I said earlier, in terms of like superstar that they have like that you need to unlock, and some of them have like creation pieces on them that you would need later on, that you would need if you want later on, right? It's like shit that used to be free isn't free. It's just like, what the fuck? The fact you can't skip cutscenes and they expect you to go through this multiple times, right away. It's like more misses than hits, man. Like everything I could give a positive to with this entry, it's like there's a negative right behind the corner. Like in good conscience, I could not review this. This is months later. I know like the attention for this is like dwindled. I know that. But I just felt like I needed to get my piece out there because this might be the last time I talk about like a current WWE 2K game as of now, right? As of like in the future. In the future, I might like bring up like this idea I had for like ranking like the my rise in my career like players that we have for each story. Like how did they rank up? How did the stories rank up and shit like that? I had that idea and that kind of like fell through when I kept like get footage and shit because I'm like, God, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. In terms of like current WB games, this might be it. Realistically, this might be it. I don't want to keep supporting this knowing that the issues that I do have with it are never addressed. And that's a shame. Because again, this is one of the franchises that I know. This is my NBA. This is my Madden. That's the fucked up part. This is my fucking NBA. This is my Madden. And I know it's pretty much the same fucking game. With little tweaks and little improvements here and there when realistically it could have been a DLC. I know that. But I cannot continue to shill out for this game if none of the real concerns that players actually have with this shit that stick around for it all year round. And I've seen more people who said like I haven't gone back to that shit in months, even with the DLC that's out. I don't know, man. Anyway, if you've lasted this long, if you've lasted all the way up to the end, please hit me with your comments. I wanted to actually engage this shit down below and all that. I cannot be the only one who thinks this. I know I'm not just just from the shit I see on Twitter every time there's like an update that drops or a patch that drops or even a persona card you can unlock in my faction and all that. Just the comments from that alone, it's just like these mutants don't read the room, and I know they don't. So yeah, sound off in the comments below. I am RexBebop. I am signing out. Peace. Sees you when I sees you, and stay safe out there.